Protein molecules are a class of chemicals in your body that do everything that run your system, your body, and other living systems. They make you walk and talk and think. They run your immune system. They run your brain. They run your heart. They digest your food for you. Now, on the other hand, having said this, let me say also that protein molecules among molecules are very large and big and complicated, and this is a picture of one. This is a picture of a relatively small protein molecule. And the case I want to make for you is that proteins are machines. You have 20,000 odd different types of machines in your body, and then other kinds of living organisms have other kinds of protein machines. There's tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of different machines. And the first case I want to make for you is that these are real machines. That's not a metaphor. They use energy, they spin around, they pump, they act to cause force and motion. This is just a side view, a static view of a thing that is a protein motor. That light gray at the top is your cell membrane. Above it is the outside of the cell, below it is the inside of the cell. And this is just showing you a static picture, and now what I'm going to do is to show you a dynamical movie of how this machine actually works. This is a picture of that. This is a movie of that machine, and what you can see is it pumps acids, those are the little cubical things, in and out of your cell so that it keeps the pH balance in your cell. And the things down at the bottom, the little cards going in and out, that's where the energy comes and goes. And what you can see is a ribbon diagram. So that shows you the nature of the protein molecule, and a critical point that I want to make about that movie and about how proteins function in general is they function by shape and by shape changes. And you could see that protein molecule going back and forth as different chemicals come and go. Shape is the critical thing here. Next, I want to show you another type of rotary motor. It's one that does not pump acids in and out of cells, but rather it actually creates force. If you're a bacterial cell, you need to propel yourself around in water to find food. What you need is something like the propeller on the back of a boat. But life doesn't have propellers for various reasons. Instead, what it does is it has long tails called flagella. And so now I'm going to show you a movie of a rotary motor that runs the tails on bacteria. Here you see it, those are the tails. Now you're zooming in and you're going to see the rotary motor in a kind of a cartoony-like fashion. This too is a real protein, and it uses energy and it creates motion. That's rotary proteins. Those are a couple of many rotary proteins. Now I'm going to show you another kind of protein. This is a motor that slides back and forth. It walks like 2 feet. It's like a drunken sailor. Some of you who are old enough may remember those old cartoons about Keep On Truckin', where you walk like this. That's what these things do. The ATP and the ADP at the bottom where the feet are, incidentally they're called heads, but where the feet are, that's where the energy comes in, and the motion happens in a general direction, but again, it's battered around by the water. And these kinds of motors are used in your muscle. So every time you do anything, it's sliding motions that are happening at the microscopic scale that cause that to happen. One of the great things about protein motors compared to real world, big world motors, if you like, is they don't make noise. And the last example I want to show you of a protein mechanism is this. Some proteins are valves and pumps. This is a case where this one too sits in a membrane, and it controls water flow in and out. Other such valves and pumps control lots of other things that go in and out of your muscles, and this is how your nervous system works, for example. If these kinds of proteins go bad, you get things like cystic fibrosis, for example. I've just shown you a few examples of tens of thousands of protein machines, but the case I want to make for you is just to convince you they are real machines, just at the super microscopic level. There's 500 billion big world machines out there in the world right now. You have more machines in the tip of your little finger than there are total big world machines out there. There's huge prospects for scaling these up, for solving problems having to do with water supply, health, energy, solar energy conversion, human transportation, information. We see it on the micro scale. we should be able to make it work on the macro scale. It's one of the rare cases in history where you can already see how a technology works in great detail before you've even developed it. We see it work on the small scale. It's just a matter of, can we scale it up? We just need to learn the principles. We just need to figure out how to harness it, and conceivably, it's a future you will see, and we will all see, if that happens. Thanks for listening.